The Belstaff Cheetham leather jacket is new for spring-summer 2020, and really it's one of the only completely new products in this spring-summer 20 lineup, and possibly it's a contender for my favourite single product of this entire riding season. And I wasn't expecting it to be. Having seen the sample of this, it was one of those that on paper in the catalogue it looked really nice, and when we tried the sample it just wasn't quite right. It had quite flappy, baggy arms, it was a bit ill-fitting, and really I wasn't that sure what this final product would look like. Having now received it yesterday and tried it on, it is sumptuous. It has had all the little adjustments and revisions that you could possibly have wanted to make this just an absolutely stunning leather from Belstaff. The idea behind this was that they wanted to create a leather that was, to them, more affordable, although to most people is still a massive wedge of money. So this comes in at $695. So yes, that's very expensive. However, they do jackets that are leather in the four figures and they still sell, and they're lovely. And traditionally, when Belstaff have tried to do slightly less expensive leathers, they haven't really sort of had that magic quality that the really expensive ones have had. That is not the case here with the Cheatham. It features a 1 to 1 mil thick calfskin leather that has quite an obvious grain pebbled finish to it. The leather feels slightly thicker, if I'm honest, than that 1.1 mil thick, but that's what it says. It's CE approved to level A, but the cut and the feel and the looks of the jacket, with a slight nod to that kind of rocker styling, but still with the symmetrical front zip and the quilted accents on the shoulders and elbows. This is quite a nice retro look to the jacket, but the cut is every bit modern and it's every bit Belstaff, and the overall feel of this is absolutely wonderful. So the sizing for 2020 across the range, thankfully Belstaff have harmonised between the different textiles, leathers in their range. It's always been the case for some reason, and it remains so with most brands, that leathers always fit smaller than the other jackets in their range. So a medium will fit you much smaller in a leather in their range than in their wax, for example. But for 2020, Belstaff have harmonised this, and this is now the case that we see the leather from a previous collection in, say, a large, you're going up probably half to even one size in between those. So this one in the large fits me really nicely as someone with just under a 42-inch chest, and that is a whole size bigger than it used to be the case with things like the Ivy jacket. So this is now something I think that's spot on with the sizing. It's true to the size guide itself, and this has a lovely cut straight away to it. But the great thing about a leather like this, a really high quality leather, in spite of it for Belstaff being what they perceive to be a slightly less expensive version, is that it's something that will last you a lifetime, and it's something that really just gets better with age. This kind of leather wears in really nicely, and it does really sort of mold nicely to you as well. So for that reason, we do recommend that you kind of try and get one that's more fitted to begin with and sort of let it adapt and take shape to your body, because that's how you get the best out of something like this, rather than getting it maybe feeling a little bit looser to begin with. It's always better with any leather glove, jacket or whatever to get it just a little bit tight. So we have CE level 1 approved armour included in the elbows and shoulders, and that's removable, and we also have a pocket in the back where you can upgrade for the optional D30 level 1 or 2 back protector, which is available as an upsell on the product page over at Urban Rider. We have these zippers with a slight slant on the chest pocket areas, and of course with slightly more of a vertical access on the waist. We also have the Belstaff engraved into the snaps, which have this clear coated rubberized finish, so even though it doesn't look like they wouldn't scratch your tank, they are protected, and that's going to minimize the chances of that. Of course, it's not going to completely alleviate the chance that it could. You also have the black Belstaff little patch logo on the left sleeve, which is nicely toned in. So apart from the zip and button hardware, this is a black garment, and this is the only colour we're expecting to see for this season. You have adjustment by virtue of the little roll bars going on either side on the waist, and also you have this large zip on the sleeves as well, so it makes it nice and easy to get on under or over your gloves, depending on how you prefer to do that. You have this little overlay flap, this kind of hidden articulation section in the shoulders to make it more comfortable to get into position on the bike. I also quite like the look of that. And when it comes to the quilting, it's on the elbows, shoulders, and on the drop section on the back. So there's a slight drop to this. Fundamentally, it's a shortcut, but it's not an extreme shortcut like some of these more rocker style jackets can be. For me, this is a nice length, and this also has good length to the sleeves as well. Going down inside this lovely garment, we have this little overlay flap at the bottom. So you get the corduroy around the lining to the cuffs and the collars that just makes it more comfortable and gives it that slightly premium quality. You have this YKK zip with this Napoleon pocket on the left breast area. You have this really nice sort of satin look red lining, which again, I think looks really premium too. So to me, I really wouldn't have been surprised if this had come in at several £100s more in the Belstaff range. I'd have kind of figured that made sense. There's certainly nothing about this that makes me think that this should be, for any particularly good reason, less than any of their other leathers. So if you're somebody who's in the market for a really nice, proper lifetime investment Belstaff jacket, then this is your best bet, in all honesty, if you don't want to go spending towards the 4-figure sum, because this jacket, I just think, offers everything you could want. If you're after this kind of look, of course. The fit's wonderful, so I doubt you'll be disappointed there. But of course, as always, let us know what you guys think about it in the comments section below, and stay tuned for more video reviews of the new Belstaff lineup, but also of the world's finest riding gear for this summer season. Stay safe out there. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.